So hello my friends. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing with this mess here. So what we have here is a boat cushion, and a customer brought it to me, and it has a lot of rotted wood, as you can see here. So what we are going to do is we're going to get rid of the rotted wood, and we're going to duplicate the old wood onto this new wood that I just picked up on this trailer here. So I'm going to use this trailer because it's going to be my table for my cutting later. But anyway, this is a big mess. You know, we got some hardware here that we need to remove, and we're going to have to place the holes all in the same place, and we're going to put new T-nuts for all the screws. We're going to replace all the new material, and I'm going to make a new cover for him. So here we go. So I guess a good place to start is to clear my workspace. So now I'll start taking off what I can. We got all these screws here. Some are rotted. Some of the T-nuts are pulled through. So I'm gonna try to be as careful as I can to preserve those holes. My good old trusty screw gun finally died on me. It won't take a charge anymore. So guess where this one's going? Just like that. And this is what I replaced it with. New technology. Not sponsored. When you hit the like button, other people have the opportunity to see this video too. So I know I'm going to start an argument here, but there's some of the commenters I always get that say that there is a purpose for this plastic over the foam for like marine applications, for motorcycle seats, for jet ski seats. And I'm trying to make my point here is that tell me how that plastic protected this foam and wood. I'd like to hear that one. My reasoning was always that the plastic aids in the installation of the cover, so that way that when you're installing the cover, it slides across the foam a lot easier. And that's about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. So to speed up things, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my razor blade, and I'm just going to cut this old cover off. I'm not going to spend an hour for no reason removing staples. And then when I go to make the new cover, all I do is just add in an extra 1.5 inches or so that way I still have plenty of extra material that I can even trim later if I wanted to. But you know, I'll make it out to here, so that way when I staple it out here or wherever I want to staple it, then I can trim it off. But I just add that into the new pattern. Forensics, anyone? Look at all these screws in here. I got to figure out where all those screws belong. Is that crazy? So we are going to take what looks like an impossible task, and we are going to make it happen. We always do, right? We always get through this kind of stuff. Okay, now we're just going to try to transfer the patient the best we can. Well, I don't think that this original wood is going to be much help because it's so far gone. And I don't have that kind of time to spend hours upon hours trying to duplicate that. So what am I going to do? Oh, I got an idea. What if I use the foam that shows me right here where the holes were? It's right there on the foam. Look at that. I think that this here is going to be a much more reliable pattern for me. I'm just going to mark where I think the holes are. If I made too many holes, it's not a big deal. Actually, I don't think that's one there. It looks like something else. But I think some of these are a little more obvious. There's looks like something there. Looks like something there. Looks like something here. I think I'm going to be using this to recreate my wood. And if in doubt, I can always cross-reference what I just did on the foam with what is on the wood. So it makes the most sense to get the overall measurement. So what I'm looking at here, well, it's rotted there, isn't it? I don't know what where the end is, but I'm guessing 74 inches on the width. But you know what? If I'm not sure, I can go over here to the foam because the foam here tells no lies. So what the foam says, because you can actually see the indentations all the way around this foam. So I'm going to measure that. And what I am looking at there, oh, 75. See? That's what I'm talking about. So now I can measure out my 75. Now I'll do the same for the width. So I put the foams together and measure that one. What I'm seeing here is 22. So let's do that. Right there, 22. At this point, the wood is just really in my way. So here we'll go the 22 also. May be different on your boat, but for mine it's 22. So this foam does have some shapes in it. There's a curves and corners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down and use it as a pattern. So I know I got my measurements marked out on the wood. There it is. Now at this point I just mark it out. For those of you in comments that are going to slam me saying that I'm using an old piece of wood, they're really not. You can see here that they are brand new pieces of wood. Picked them up from my lumberyard yesterday. Now comes the fun part. And now it looks like we're starting to make some progress. A little bit different here, huh? Look at that. New, old. So now what we want to do is we want to transfer these holes right here. So there used to be a hole for a T-nut right there. And this one here still has the T-nut in it. Can't mark it with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my drill and put a mark in it just like that. Another one right here. Okay. Another one will be right here. So there are two holes that go here and here. And you can see it on the foam right there and right there. So I went and I looked at the hinge itself and I verified that it was 4.5 inches hole to hole. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer that. I could see that it would start right there. So really 1.5 inches on the foam, and that would probably be about 1.25 inches on the wood, about right there. So we don't want to put the hole too close to the edge because then that'll make it weak. So what we really want to do is come in probably about at least 3/4 inch. So I think that's where the first hole will be. And I'll measure up 4.25 for the second hole, which is really about right here. About right there. So make sure that's about 3/4 inch in, which it is. Now I know where the holes are. Now all we really got to do is just flip it over and mark the opposite side. Okay, let's just get this side here marked up. Okay, by doing a little more forensics, I could see that these two studs right here are about 11 inches. Right there. So I can see that hole, and that's what it used to be, right there, 11 inches. So I know we're good there. Not only that, but on the old desk cover, you can see the indentation right there where that used to be. Right there. That's where it used to be. And then there's going to be 2 more holes right above it there. So I'm going to transfer those holes over too. As well as there's 3 holes here. And that's what this part is right here. You can see the holes are right there. By using the old dust cover here, I can see where I just put my hole right there. And this is also telling me that these go one right there, one right there. You see that? I know where those holes go, as well as that one right there. Now all we have to do is put in the T-nuts. Not peanuts, but T-nuts. Hey, we have wood now. Look at that. Now I just gotta put the foam and put the new cover on. Yep. Yep. Look at that. Anyway, like I was saying,